Hi, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, do I say the same thing every day? I think I do. It's kind of it's a way to warm up. I get the same weird feeling every time I'm about to hit the go live button. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Am I going to be able to say anything? I get that too. So that's why I do this, and I take a moment to sort of just breathe for a second because I'm not going to be doing much breathing once I get going, and it just gets me in that place, And then I have this little thing where I talk to replay people. Hello, replay people. Are you in the replay? Then do me a favor and let me know that you're in the replay. You can write a comment. You can write a hashtag. I don't really see the likes and stuff in the replays, but you can do them. It helps. It boosts up the video, but I don't see those. But yeah, if you write a hashtag or some kind of comment, I see that. And the hashtags are easy for me to find for replay people. They stand out. So hashtag I am in the replay. Hashtag this is so that you can see that I am in the replay. Something like that. Make one up. I like them. They're fun. They entertain me, and I appreciate it. If you are not in the replay and you're live, then hello, live people. Nice to see you. And Ray is here. Hi. Hi. How are you? And Amy is here. Hey, people, not me. She's not saying hey to me, just everybody else. Or she's lumping me in with people. Am I people? I guess. Kirsten is here. I made it. Oh my God, I just went to the wrong video and started posting. That's funny. I will probably make fun of you for that later. Hello to all the artfully scarred lovelies here, says Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Nice to see you. And Amy says hashtag I'm in the live. And Crimson's here. Hello. And Dan's here. Cool. Dan was the catalyst for today. I don't know what that is. What is that? They're very small on my screen. What is that? What are you giving me there, Dan? I still can't. Oh, like firecrackers? Dynamite, right? Something like that. And you are people too. Okay, I am people too. And tatted, not tattered. Okay, and here we go. You know what? It's way over 2 minutes, and these comments, I'm just going to ignore the comments now, do my spiel, come back to the comments, and then I'll read them. Let's do it that way. Let's get rid of this. Nobody wants to look at you, Dan, while I'm talking. All right, here we go. Scars are soul tattoos. Actually, everyone's going to look at Dan. I forgot. Because this no, not that. Damn, what the heck? This. How did that show up there? Sorry about that, guys. There, this. This showed up in the group today. Dan wrote this. I have many scars. Only a few are to the skin. Over time, they may heal, but they will always be there. They are painful. Sometimes I wish I could erase them. But all that is left is somehow to wear them with pride, badges of honor. Change the meaning of them from scars to tattoos of the soul. Yeah. So I saw that and said, yeah, I'm stealing that. Soul tattoos. That's killer, dude. That was just really neat. I liked that a lot. So I was trying to think of a daily fuel around that, and I came up with some things. And then also there was another post by Brandy. I don't know if she's here today. I haven't seen her yet. But Brandy, and then also a comment on Brandy's post about by Louise Shepard, rather, and that's kind of going to be one of the three today that I talk about. So here are my 3 things to say about soul tattoos, or scars becoming soul tattoos. And number 1 is one of my favorite questions to ask when a really crappy thing happens, or when something that you want to happen is not happening yet. But I think in this case, we're talking about scars. So we'll stick with the something that you don't want to happen happens, right? And that question is, what is the gift in this? What is the gift in this? Because if everything is always working out for me, if the universe always has my back, if I am the creator of my life and everything is always good and flowing, then why the fuck did this happen? Like seriously, that's what you just want to ask sometimes. Like, what is the point of this thing? And it stinks sometimes, and sometimes we can ask ourselves that question, and sometimes we forget to. But I'm trying to remind myself to ask that question when things like that happen. What is the gift in this? We may not know what the gift is right away. We may not know what the gift is for quite some time, and that's just something that's kind of stinks about it. You've heard me say, "What is the gift in this?" when I talked about my car breaking down a little while back, and my computer breaking. And I asked at the time, instead of freaking out about it, I asked, like, "What is the gift in this? What good is going to come out of this?" Luckily, in those two situations, the gift kind of presented itself relatively quickly, within a day or two in both cases. And but sometimes it doesn't. And I think that's what Dan is talking about here, is that sometimes it's just a scar or a trauma, and we may not realize that we've healed from it, or that we've moved on from it, or that we've built upon it for years to come. But it still was a gift, even though for a while, even a long while, it might not have felt like one. So that's number one, is just try to remember to ask yourself that question, or some variation of it. If that question doesn't work for you, then you kind of should understand the intention behind this. Pick your own words, like, what great thing is going to come out of this? Or like, why did this happen? That's good for me, something like that. Just ask that kind of a question and be open to seeing the answer. What is the gift in this? Number two is that, I feel like I have to do the fingers for people who can't hear me. Number two is that usually there's no need for regret when it comes to these scars that we bear. Every scar leads to a new plateau. Every traumatic experience leads to a new vantage point. And sometimes, going back to number one, that is the gift in and of itself, is that we needed to get to this vantage point to see something in our lives that we weren't seeing. And the only way to get there, or the path of least resistance to get there, was this crappy thing that happened to us. And that kind of stinks, but I think that that's part of the game of life on Earth. If we didn't want that, then we would have just stayed the spiritual beings, but we decided to be the spiritual beings having a human experience. And part of the human experience is the crap that comes with it. We knew that, and we don't like it once we're here, but we knew it coming into it, and we actually kind of looked forward to it. And now I'm wondering, why did I look forward to this? But I don't know. But so sometimes that scar leads to a new plateau, a new vantage point, a new way of seeing things that then leads us on a new path to something bigger and better. Because now this thing happened, and whether you try or you don't try or whatever, when this traumatic thing happens, when you get this scar, you automatically have a new vantage point. It just it's just by default. It just happens. You don't have to hope, I hope I get a new vantage point from this. No, it will happen. It happens instantly. I'll never do that again. That right there is a new vantage point, but there's no need to regret it, because one thing that I know for sure is that anyone who has achieved anything in life has had lots and lots and lots of setbacks, scars, failures, losses, all of it. Painful, traumatic experiences. And once you get to a place in your life where things are better, or you're enjoying it more, or you're realizing more of your authentic self and living your authentic life, you realize that you would never have gotten here if it weren't for those things, that they were an essential stepping stone to, who said that the other day? If life is a river, that we have to walk along the stepping stones, and sometimes you slip off them and you land in the water, or you even hit your head on them when you go down. And it sucks, and you get a scar, but they become tattoos of the soul. And maybe that's what we're here for. Maybe us, the spiritual beings, come here to get these tattoos, and then we go back to spiritual land and we're like, check this out, and it's like a badge of honor that we wear for eternity, because we went through it for a month or a year or a decade or a lifetime even. But I don't know. I'm just saying that sounds pretty cool to me, so I vote for that one. And number three comes from Louise's comment on Brandy's post. If you didn't see Brandy's post, it's a really cool poem that she wrote about her sister. It was some shadow work that she did to sort of sort through the feelings that she has about her relationship with her sister. I'm not divulging personal information. She put it in the group. It's public, so go look for it if you're interested. Brandy Pryor. And Louise Shepard commented about how sometimes going through your shadow work, trying to deal with these emotional scars through poetry is even more powerful, because if you're just talking about it, you talk lazily. You know, we use the words that come to us when we're speaking in conversational tone. But when you're writing poetry, or if you're not a writer, that doesn't matter, because but I'm just going to stick to the poetry for a minute and then bring it to art in a broader sense. But when you're writing poetry, writing poetry itself makes you reach for words that are stronger, that are a little more poignant, a little more pointed, a little more on the nose, you know, or broader, so that it can encompass the feeling more, rather than just coming right out with it and being like, I don't like that thing. Now instead you're sort of bringing the not liking of that thing into a deeper feeling that other people can feel too. But really what you're doing for yourself is you're expressing the deep scar that you have from this, rather than bitching about it. You know, you're not just complaining on the surface. Anyone can do that. They just slide right across it. They don't really get deep, and they don't really dig into the issue. But writing poetry makes you do that. And then seeing Louise's comment, I realized, well, all artists do that, because even if you don't write poetry and you're not looking for the words, the painter is looking for the right color or tone or brushstroke, and the sculptor is looking for the right look in the eye, or the right pose, or something like that. Just the dancer is looking for the correct movement, and the singer is looking for that right note in that perfect pocket that's just going to hit, you know? And we're all looking for that, and it's so much harder to find that and to express that than it is to just go, I don't like that, right? When anyone can do that, but to express it through this art, it's not that it's harder, it's that it takes a little more work and effort, and the rewards of doing so are so much greater. And I think that is how we take these scars and turn them into soul tattoos. Man, I love that, Dan. Thanks for that expression. And breathe. Okay, let's hit the comments. Let's see what we got here. Dan is giving me dynamite TNT. Yeah, Justin made it to the live. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Victoria's here. Hey, nice to see you. That's always nice. Hashtag finally on live. Yes, and see, Kirsten, Victoria put that on the correct live, not an old one. Justin says, turning a negative into a positive is a conscious choice. Yes, yeah, it is. You know, like actually, good. I'm glad you said this, because this kind of goes along with what I was just saying about how it's harder to dig deep, right? In your choosing the words, choosing the colors, all the things. Is that I think that the bitching, the thing that most people do, and even we do it. Let's be honest, we're guilty of that sometimes. I don't like that, right? All that thing. We do that. I do that, but that doesn't turn it into anything positive. That's like taking the scab on the scar and ripping it off, and now it's got to heal again. You know, it's not turning into a scar. It's still bleeding. You know, when you do that, because you're just poking it with a fork over and over again. I don't like this. This stinks. I don't like it. Right? But when you take this thing, this scar, this trauma, this pain, this loss, whatever the word for it is for you, right? When you take this thing that sucks and you create art from it, that's a conscious choice to, I'm going to inspect it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to find some resolution in it. I'm going to express my dislike for it, but in a way that brings some kind of positive energy to it. Maybe it won't help me, but it'll help somebody else. Anything at all that you can bring that to, That is like really powerful shadow work, and it's much different than going like this, right? Okay, I just like making that voice, right? So thank you, Justin. And Karina's here. Hello. Scars add character. They really do, right? I mean, think about it this way: if we are all this is. I don't know this, but imagine this. Imagine soul tattoos, right? And imagine this idea that there's the one universe, the oneness, and we are all from the same source and all of that goodness. But why are we here as individual people? Why don't we have a hive mind where we can all think the same thing at the same time? We didn't do that because we wanted to look upon the universe from individual vantage points and see ourself. I'm going to use it as us, all of us as a singular. We all wanted to see ourself from an individual vantage point and then maybe bring something powerful back into it. And that could be what these tattoos are, right? It's like, what did you bring? I brought this one. It's like, check this out. It's on my chest, right? It's like, who knows? It just kind of seems cool to me that we're doing this together, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, except that it just makes me feel all, and I don't know. Crimson says, we are like uncut gems and we have to carve away the part that is not diamond. And in order to get the most shine, sometimes you have had to have been cut deeply. Oh, that's really great, right? This goes back to the one from last week. Chisel away the extraneous material. Michelangelo said the statue of David was always in that piece of marble that he used. It was one giant hunk of marble, and he chipped away all the crap until it was just David. And Justin carved away everything until it was just the spoon. Maybe that's what we're doing. We're doing that for ourselves. We're carving away the parts that are until we're just the diamond, till we're just the awesome thing, and the chisel marks and the lines and the designs that we make, the art that we make upon ourselves are the tattoos, but they hurt when we're doing them, right? Imagine someone chiseling, that probably doesn't feel good, even if it's metaphorical chiseling, it's just like, ow, don't do that. We don't want to do that. We'd rather sit in our comfort zone than do that hard work. But when we come out of the comfort zone, we're in the fire, we're in the work, we're in the stuff. But we come out this diamond. This is great stuff. Your daily live is better than therapy. Thank you. I appreciate that, you saying that. Haley says, I have a hard time saying lion's tooth. I'm sorry. So I call you by your name. I hope you don't mind me doing that. Without hardship, rough as it is, we would not have the tools to comfort another person without it. You can't comfort somebody without empathy, and you can't have empathy without having gone through some hardships yourself, because empathy is the ability to feel what another person is feeling. And why do we have that? Because we're all ourself. We are all one, looking upon ourselves from different vantage points. And when you get hurt, I feel it. I feel it because you're me and I'm you. I think you guys exist. I might just be talking to a camera and imagining all this. I don't really know, but we'll see. We'll find out. Donna's here. Hey, Donna, how are you? Yes, that is awesome. Soul tattoos. Yeah. That was Dan's. I will always give credit. I will steal things, but I will give credit. So there you go. We are diamonds, crushed and polished. Yes. Yeah, I like this. Amy, the trauma endured to be it physical or emotional, translates over time into an understanding of your capabilities to overcome them. You learn, I don't know why I can't read today. Sorry, hang on. You learn more about your soul and your true being from it, all resulting in being more grounded in reality. Also, you understand and care more deeply when you see others being scarred. Right, that's what we were just saying. But you also have more empathy for yourself, is what I'm reading here, right? Is that you can learn more about yourself. Hang on a second, right? You can learn more about yourself through the scars than you can through the easy wins, because wins feel easy. You know, if let me take that back. An easy win is easy. If you didn't have to work for something, then you wouldn't learn anything about yourself and you wouldn't grow. We don't grow from the wins. The wins, we go, yeah, and we kind of sit there and we pat ourselves on the back and yes, excellent. But when something knocks you down, we have to grow from that, because that's what getting up is. We have to get back up. I like that, Amy. Thanks. Ray says, you don't have to put a cream on tattoos to help them. Or don't you have to put a cream on tattoos to help them heal? The art is the cream, and doesn't it make the tat more beautiful and defined? That's interesting. So you get a scar. The art is the way to heal it, right? I like that metaphor. That's cool. I'll go with that. Kelly, grow through the wound. Use that hurt and pain as a direct, open path into the heart and nurture the ever-loving hell out of it. In this way, we heal the wound and the scar becomes badass. I like that. That's cool, right? If we just try to get it to close without healing, it's going to fester and need to be reopened and probably more pain next time. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's what a lot of people do. We get scars, but we just want to kind of cover them up. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on that. I'm going to just pretend it's not there. I'll just wrap it in a bandage. I'll wear long sleeves all the time. Nobody will even see it, right? And we hide these things and we repress them and we put them down. And that's what shadow work is. That's why sometimes we need to go back into the basement of our soul and just be like, what the frick is down here? You know, like, what is this thing? It's still here? Oh my God, I forgot about that. But looking at it now finally heals that wound, creates a big, nice tattoo there. And, I like all these metaphors. This is great. And Amber is here. She says, hi. Hi. Loving your fractal art. Keep that coming. That's pretty awesome. Have you seen Amber's stuff with the little figures with the gowns and all fractals? I don't know how you do that, but it's really, really cool. Donna says, how wonderful it is to be able to help others because of our soul tattoos. And then maybe soul tattoos, when they're healed, kind of become a beacon, an energy beacon for other people with similar scars. Like mine has healed, and now I can sort of, I've learned to cope with mine, or deal with mine, or heal mine, and now it's this freaking awesome tattoo. Check it out. But the people with the same kind of scars that would turn into this tattoo are drawn to you, and you can now help them, and they can become your audience for your art if you're making art around that kind of thing. War marks. Oh, that's neat. I like that. Yeah, another cool phrase. Kirsten. I always wanted sleeves. Turns out I have soul sleeves already. Aha, there you go. We can look at them like our battle was. If you don't know what she means, sleeves are like when you get your whole arm tattooed, right? Like that's what it's called, a sleeve. We can look at them like our battle wounds that tell our story, our lessons, and the map of our soul journey. Imagine that, right? Imagine. Do you ever see the show? This just popped in my head, so I don't know if I'm going to land this, but did you ever see the show, The Vampire Diaries? There were the guys that were the vampire hunters, and they were covered in tattoos, but only other vampire hunters could see the tattoos, and it just told the story of the vampire hunter, and like through the generations, hunting the vampires and protecting humanity from them. But imagine something like that. Like these are soul tattoos that cover us, and they tell our story of growth and this human adventure that we're on. Oh, maybe I like that better. We are spiritual beings having a human adventure. Oh, I like that better. Time out. I gotta. Human adventure. Beings, human adventure. Cool. All right. So where was I? Tattoos. And so, but they're invisible. Like you can't see them with your eyes. But like we were just saying before, people who have similar scars, similar traumas, can sort of feel your energy when you turn them into these tattoos. Or not, I don't know. Justin says, I feel it's my scars that helped me give a real perspective as to what is actually important in life. Surviving trauma gives you an ability to brush off the trivial. It really, really does, right? Doesn't it? When you go through something that is traumatic, then other things that are trivial, that used to be something you'd complain about, suddenly don't seem all that complainable anymore. You're just like, why am I wasting time on that thing? This thing happened, you know? So absolutely. And then the scars become the tattoos, and just sort of, maybe they also nourish and empower us. Watermarks, yes. Hurrah. What do you mean watermarks? I don't know what you mean. If you lose several, did I say that? I may have said it. If you lose several races, when you finally win, it feels all the sweeter, doesn't it? Right, exactly. I've tried this 1,000 times, and finally it worked. It feels better than if you did it and every time you try something, you just always succeed. You're just going to take it for granted, and you're not going to feel that movement of it's. Remember what I said earlier, it's that, not in this life but in another one, it's not being there that is joy, it's moving there that is joy. So sometimes imagine these scars, these traumas, maybe this is the gift. Imagine it like this: I want to go from here to here, right? And it's like, I can see it, I want to go there, but instead of going there, sometimes I feel like I'm moving backwards. Sometimes I feel like it's just one setback after another, and maybe those setbacks are really like a slingshot, like I'm pulling it back, and then I'm just letting it go, and then that movement to it is that finally I got that win, and I get there, but it's not being there. It's like, holy shit, look at that. I just flew here from all the way back there. And that rush was amazing. And that is the gift. It's like if I had gotten there the first time I tried, I would have gone like this. Oh, I'm here. Oh, cool. This is nice. Let's see what. But instead, I got here like this. Wow, that's what I do when somebody slingshots me. I do that. I do jazz hands. Such a weirdo. Where am I? Hurrah. I saw that. Haley says, my motto in life, nothing ever grows from comfort zones. Nothing ever grows from comfort zones. No. And nothing that you want is in your comfort zone. Absolutely. I agree with you completely. Wars can be fun. That's interesting, right? Is that we think we want to avoid all of these traumas. I don't know if you mean war literally. I'm going to imagine you're using this as a metaphor based on your, what did you say before? War marks, yeah. So these wars that we go through, these battles that we have in life, they're part of the fun. I think that's what we don't have in Source Energy Land. We don't have that, so we don't get that rush there, because it's like, oh, imagine this. It's here, you know. It's just everything is just there, you know. So it's like, well, that's great for like 5 minutes until all of a sudden there's no growth, there's no expansion. As Abraham says, our job, the reason we came here was to expand the universe, but there is no expansion when there's no growth, and there's no growth when there's no waiting, when there's no movement, when there's no trials, when there's no force against you, you know? War is fun. Smiley face. And yes, I have said something smart, and Amber agrees with me, and I'll just assume that was for everything from the beginning up until this point, and future things. Sleeves, like my Nana's hand-knitted school jumpers, always too long. I don't have that problem, but we were told we would grow into them. Meanwhile, roll them up. So I have the opposite problem with literally shirt sleeves. So who said that the other day? Donna? How do we know that Bobby's really tall? Because otherwise I wouldn't know this story. So every shirt that I buy, I have a very limited window where the sleeves will stay to the bottom, because if you ever see me in a long sleeve shirt, I almost always have the sleeves rolled up, because I don't know why, they just always shrink, and the rest of the shirt stays fine, but sleeves for some reason just go, I'm gonna go an inch shorter now, and they just don't make shirts that fit. I know tailors, but whatever. Haley, grow into damn Q. I got it. Right? I was answering war marks with watermarks. Oh, I was being arty and watermarking. Gotcha. I didn't get it. I get it now. Each setback is refining the victory. Like that. Kirsten, yes, I'm totally in slingshot mode right now. Last week I was being pulled back, but now I know it's for the shot. Stay tuned, right? And now doesn't it feel better? It's like, oh man, this thing is happening. I don't like this thing happening. I really wish it wasn't happening, but what's the gift in this? Maybe the gift is that I'm in the process of being pulled back in the slingshot. It's got to give way eventually. Something's got to give. Eventually, the hand pulling me back will let go, or the thing will snap and I'll go flying. Something's going to happen. That's the one thing we can always count on, is that the current situation is always going to change. If we're on our way down, we will always go back up. We're never going to get back up and sit up there. We're always going to go back down again. So let's just be okay with that. Victoria, LMAO, weird is awesome. Makes life interesting. Yeah, we were just talking about that, my wife and I. Kelly, I just had a laugh at myself. You weren't having that conversation with us, but we mentioned the word weird and how weird is better than annoying. So we like weird people. Kelly, I just had a laugh at myself, realizing that most people that know me have seen more of my soul tattoos than my real tattoos. There you go. I wear my heart on my sleeves and I keep my tattoos beneath them. Right? Interesting. But yeah, I think a lot of us artists are like that. Our soul tattoos are right out there, front and center. We lead with them many times, because that's what art is. Art's not a painting. Art's not putting a thing on a canvas. It's not mediums coming together. It's not an idea made tangible. Art is an expression of emotion in a way that other people can see it. I don't care how you made it. I don't care what form it took. I don't care if it took you 2 seconds or 25 years. None of that matters. The thing that matters is that this was something in your soul and it is now something that other people can see. That's art. Haley, so your Nana knitted my school jumpers too. What's a school jumper? Is that a UK thing? I don't know what a jumper is. And yes, again, see, she's still agreeing with me. And Crimson is here. Did I say hi to you? I don't remember if I said hi. Anyway, I'll say hi twice. Hi. Crimson says, I think more people should talk about their traumas. I wish that society didn't look down on those with trauma. That's a big thing. And I think that that's part of why we say this a lot, right? And a lot of times I say it because we're not... I'm already saying why we say it, and I didn't even tell you what we say. I said that society doesn't really get us. We don't fit, right? And a lot of times I use it because I say that because we as artists aren't really fitting the mold of what society wants people to be. They want us to, grow up, go to school, get good grades, get a job, work at a factory and all that, whatever, and then hurry up and die. But we don't do that. We do art, and that's why everyone's like, you can't make money in art, because art doesn't fit the mold, right? But here's the other thing that art doesn't fit. Art is talking about trauma. That's why Vincent van Gogh is one of the greatest, most renowned artists of the universe, is because he tapped into the pain of humanity better than most people can. We don't all have to tap into it that bad because it killed him, but we do it, and we do it to our own degree. We don't do it for them. We do it for ourselves, but they benefit from it. And society doesn't like that. Oh, we don't talk about things. We don't talk about religion, politics, or money. Those are the things we don't talk about. But art is about all of those things. The best bands in the world are like real political bands, and everything is about something, and love songs, and just all the things that we feel as humans but we can't talk about, but we've got a song for it, or we have a painting that expresses it, or we have this favorite thing in our house that when I look at it I remember this, but I don't tell anybody that because they think I'm weird. That's what art is. Art is also knives. I might start offering soul tattoos at my shop. There you go. I said that because Justin made a cool knife. Victoria, I've put some of my soul tattoos on my skin as real visible representation. I enjoy my soul tattoos. You know, you're allowed to take a soul tattoo and make it into a real skin tattoo. You're allowed to do that, and we can do it because most of us can draw something, or we can at least articulate it to somebody who can draw it, like Justin. Kelly. Well, thankfully, this society right here does not. A safe place for us to practice sharing. Absolutely. That's what this is. School jumper is a sweater. Oh. Okay. That's cool. Setback, like a percussion instrument. Bang it, pull it back, let the vibes flow. That's what a setback is, right? That's really cool. I like that. You got, in order to make the percussion instrument make the sound, you got to smack it really hard, right? Actually, thinking about it, a large amount of tattoos I do are soul tattoos for real. Of course they are, because people want to express their soul on a tattoo. Nobody walks into a tattoo shop and says, give me anything. I don't really care what it is. Just anything. I just want something with ink on my arm. I'm never going to look at it, and I'm never going to share it with anybody, so I don't even care what it is. It could just be has anyone ever said that? You know, probably not. It's so true. Wow, Amber, you are just like my favorite commenter today with the agreement. Thank you. And Donna says there is a whole world out there where people wear jumpers and thongs on their feet. Just saying. like weird people. Is that what you mean? What is that? Is that Australia? is that? Do you have to wear thongs on your feet? Unfortunately, they have. Really? They have. Well, there you go. What do I know? So they've come in and they've asked for anything at all? Okay, well, then, I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. None of us would probably do that. We'd probably make our own. Well, anyway, that's the... Oh, no, that's not the last comment. Ah, yes, jumper, LOL. We still need to teach Bobby. LOL, jump. That's... Oh, yeah. I don't jump. Okay. Well, guys, that's the last comment, so I'm going to split. And have a wonderful night or day or whatever it is for you, and we will continue this tomorrow. By the way, I'm like this close. It would probably be tomorrow or Wednesday if this wasn't such a weird week. My daughter is graduating high school on Wednesday. Not Wednesday. That's the last day of school, on Friday. And the last week of school is historically just a crazy week. But one day this week, and if not one day this week, then definitely one day next week, I will be doing a special Daily Fuel, like a whole workshop thing, and part of it is I want to share with you the new thing that I've created for us, and for whoever wants to be a part of it. But like I've said before, if you saw my post about changes are coming, the group itself is not changing at all. I am adding to it. I'm not stripping away. I'm not moving things out of it. The group is staying the same. We'll be doing Daily Fuel 6 days a week, and we will still be doing the safe space for our art. I'm just adding new things to it. And one of the things that I want to add, this isn't part of what I'll be announcing, but I want to kind of plant the seed in our heads. I want to do something like like live concert nights where performing artists can do music or poetry readings, or I don't know if dancers can dance on Zoom. I have no idea. But anyone who wants to do their performance art can do it live in the group. And I want to start making that like maybe a weekly thing or something. So keep that in the back of your mind if you're a performing artist. Let me know. I'll be posting about it soon. It's going to be the next thing after this thing, but it's already like I can't wait to get to that, you know. So anyway, Justin says, nice to see you live at last. Oh, this is your first Daily Fuel? I didn't know that. Amber says, hop, hop. Yeah, the other day, Amber, I was telling them about a story about me jumping for something, and my wife was on, and she commented that when I landed, I said, oh, I hurt my back when I landed, and it was a big joke, because I'm not the most flexible, you know, limber person, say it that way. Donna, yay, looking forward to it. Thanks. And Dagmar showed up at the end. Crimson, I use this way of diamond cutting process too. ALSP? I don't know what that says. Move the what? They row in dark, deep pressures. Having a hard time catching those words. And are if such great worth, such layers of symbolism. I get what you're saying. So the diamond cutting process too. The diamonds are formed in great pressure, and the ones of the more pressure, the more cutting, the more scarring, the greater the value that they have. Is that what you're saying? Can't wait for your launch. I can't either. Thank you very much. Kirsten, you get the booby prize today unless someone steals it in the next 30 seconds, but I am saying goodbye. So thanks for sticking around, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. And, oh, by the way, later on tonight, I'm going to do a post because we went to my daughter's art show. She finished her AP art class, and she had this whole presentation. I took some pictures. I'm going to share it with you guys a little later. So look for that later tonight, or, don't. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.